Hi Paula and the ladies of Philadelphia community. My name is Melissa Scrimger and welcome to my kitchen. I am the mom of two wonderful little boys. I have a 6-month-old Blake who is just starting on real food, and my other little guy is 7. His name is Jack. And while Jack will eat just about any meat or fish that you put in front of him, trying to get him to eat a vegetable other than green beans, peas, or potatoes is almost like trying to negotiate world peace. It's a very difficult task. I work in the information technology business, and trying to negotiate a contract with a new software vendor is sometimes easier than trying to get my little guy to try some broccoli. So today we are going to do a twist on a traditional mashed potato, and we are going to use cauliflower. And instead of the butter and the cream, we're actually going to incorporate 3 different types of cheeses. And with just 5 ingredients, we're going to create a super quick, super yummy side dish that will accompany just about any protein that you want to put alongside of it. So you guys come hang out with me for a while and let's get started. So what I've done is we removed the cauliflower from the core, and I simply boiled it in a pot of boiling salted water for about 12 minutes until basically it's fork tender, and we drained it. And what you want the key to get the consistency for these faux taters is to make sure that you have as much water removed from your cauliflower as possible. So once you've drained them, what you can always do is take a little paper towel. You feel that there's still a little bit water in them, and you can kind of just press them down a little bit, get that little excess amount of water out. And when you're ready, we are simply going to process them. So let's go ahead and get them into our food processor. And I'm basically at this point going to pulse them a little bit just to get them started before we add our cheeses. Cooperate with me here. Okay. So here we are, we're going to pulse. Alright, and this is good. I don't want to talk what this is on because I have to yell for you to hear over the food processor. But I mentioned earlier that we're just using 5 ingredients for this recipe. So it's very simple, and while it seems very basic, it's all ingredients that you might have on hand at your home. And if you need to do something quickly, it's got a lot of flavor in it. And once you get the consistency right, it really does taste like mashed potatoes. And if I can fool my 7-year-old into eating them, that's a great accomplishment for me. So as far as the ingredients, to make these kind of give them the richness and that decadent, indulgent feeling that we usually have with mashed potatoes, with traditional mashed potatoes, since we're not using a lot of butter or any butter, and we're not using any heavy cream or half and half, we are substituting that for 3 different types of cheeses today. So the first cheese we're going to use is a 1/3 less fat Philly cream cheese, and we're going to use 4 ounces of that, or half the package. And then we're also going to, just to give it a little bit more richness and a little bit of extra oomph, we're going to use the chive and onion Philly cream cheese spread. We're going to use half a container of that, which is also 4 ounces. And then finally, we're going to add half a cup of grated Parmesan cheese. So let's go ahead and get that into the food processor. So here I am adding the Philly 1/3 less fat. Now we're going to put in our chive and onion. Now if you only have one of these, you can certainly use just a package, 8 ounces of a 1/3 less fat Philly. Or if you like the regular style Philly cream cheese, you can use whatever you like. I like the chive and onion. It gives that a little bit of mashed potato, baked potato flavor, stuff that you would usually put maybe on top of those things. Just gives it a little something extra. So I'm going to get those cheeses in, and let's get them incorporated. Just pulse for a few minutes. See it starting to work. cauliflower into our bowl. Once it gets started, we're going to add our Parmesan cheese, 1 tablespoon of light sour cream, or if you have just regular sour cream on hand, you can use that too. And finally, just salt and pepper. Now, I'm a big fan of fresh cracked black pepper, so I'm going to give this a nice generous amount. Okay, then we are going to add a 1/4 teaspoon of salt. Remember, we've already salted the water that the cauliflower cooked in, so we don't want to over salt it. And put the salt in the Parmesan cheese. You can always, once it's fully, once you've completed processing it and it's fully mixed and incorporated, you always want to taste it, make sure that the seasonings are to your taste, and you can adjust them if you need to. All right, so let's finish this up. Okay. Only takes a little while. I'm just going to scrape down the sides. Gonna give it a couple more pulses. All right, and that is it. It is that simple, but it is so delicious and creamy. Let's put this into a bowl. This is the trickiest part. I make a mess. All right, I don't want to miss anything, so I'm gonna get as much off here as I can. Side. Go ahead, put this in our serving bowl. They are smooth and creamy. And last but not least, we need to make this dish pretty if we're going to serve it. So I'm going to move this out of the way. Wipe a little bit of cauliflower off my fingers. All right. Move this out of the way, and I've got a little bit of fresh chive that I have from my herb garden. If you don't have fresh chives, if you have some green onion or even just a little bit of flat leaf parsley, you can chop that up and just sprinkle it on top of it. It just makes it a little bit prettier in its presentation. So let's go ahead and get this. All right, I'm going to sprinkle it on top. And have a little bit of parsley too from my garden. I'm going to put that right in the middle, and voila. So there you have it. These are our cheesy faux taters. It is a very simple but very delicious and quick side dish that you can put on your table that will even fool the most finicky 7-year-old. Although I have to tell you, I'd have to remove this greenery before I could even get him to eat it. So PS is an after shot. It's about 20 minutes since we filmed the video, and now my 6-month-old is eating these faux taters, so he loves this. Huh man, those are good. Yeah.